other than Kevin Essence. And today I'm number 98 on the list for free cheesesteak in somewhere in Narnia. And currently they're making number 67th, I think. I'm not making that up. It was literally the last thing I saw. But yeah, in my free time, I wanted to talk about something that's been weighing on my mind for the past, 12 hours. Would Michael Jackson invest in an OnlyFans model? And I feel like in this day and age where I'm talking like a lot of celebrities, for considering how much they are, really secretly do invest in OnlyFans models, I think that it would be an interesting conversation considering MJ's history. And if you're a real fan of MJ, you know he has history, all right? There have been stories, a lot of freak stories circling around him. And not to mention, also side note, MJ was also a pretty dangerous man, all right? He was very, very intimidating. He was more like a gangster to some people. And if you heard his real voice, like people say that's people who've heard MJ's voice say that it's some of the most intimidating stuff ever, just real gnarly stuff. And today I kind of wanted to digest, that topic on if MJ would be freak enough and free enough to, invest in the OnlyFans. And I'm not saying free in a way like, oh shoot, to support sexual liberation, you must sponsor an OnlyFans model or something like that. I'm just talking about the fact that if he's really like that nonchalant about it, like really, it's like a situation with Drake. Like Drake has too much money to, not invest into an OnlyFans model. So it's like, okay, oh shoot, for the the puta, I'll give you the money, bro. It's nothing to me. I would talk about Prince, but with Prince, it's less nuanced because it's gonna be either a yes or no. With a yes, it's gonna be the fact that with a yes, it's going to be more of a situation where he's like, oh, shoot, I'll just pay for the OnlyFans model. I don't care. I'm still getting coochie anyways. And then there's just a no, which is like, oh, shoot, I'm getting coochie anyways. I don't care about your business. I'm Prince. Like, who do you think I am? But with MJ, I feel like it's a lot more nuanced because there's still also a lot we don't know about him. But from what we know about him, we know that he's a freak and he's down to do anything. And I don't know if you're watching, MJ documentaries and stuff like that, where he was, walking around the street, or not walking around the street. I think he's too famous for that. Not walking around the street, but just driving around. He always like looked at women, like attractive women, and always just called them fish. Right? He would shark attractive woman, and he was like, there's a lot of fishes in here. There's a lot of fishes in here. There's a lot of fishes. I like that. He's that type of freak, man. I respect that. He really likes to, he really likes to pay attention to his roster, and I feel like that's commendable. You do you. Speaking of Michael Jackson and Prince, they used to always just like friendly competition with each other. And MJ was this is one time where MJ was so arrogant to the point where he was in an interview and he was asked about Prince, and the first thing he said was like, Who's Prince? There's a singer named Prince. He exists. Meanwhile, they were just friends. They probably hung out a week ago. Oh my gosh. But yeah, back to the question: would MJ, sponsor an OnlyFans model, pay the 20% off, first order or something like that? I don't know how OnlyFans works, but I feel like it would get to a point where it depends on where he's at in his life. All right, if we're talking about Thriller, I feel like his Thriller arc, I don't think he would. All right, he just has women flying to him in some sort of sense, so it's never really a thing where he's been so stern on, catching fish, more like just opening his mouth and waiting for the fish to come in. And when we're talking about his bad arc, that's multiplied by 100. He was just way freakier during that time, and like during the dangerous arc. But when we're talking about like close to 40, 50 or something like that, I think he had a wife. But there was like documentaries where he was still calling women fish. Whilst on the Invincible tour or something like that, he was signing autographs. He was just looking at these bodies. He was like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, So it's like I'm trying to pinpoint if that MJ would. And honestly, I think he would, for the fact that he loves women so much. I feel like he would because of the fact that he has so much respect, for the puta, for the coochie. You know what I'm saying? He has so much respect, and I feel like MJ wouldn't give out free offers to just any random people, but I feel like if it was a baddie, for example, I feel like he'd commend the fact that she's really running her own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I feel like MJ would be the type of guy to be like, oh shoot, oh, you're really working hard, aren't you? You're really working hard. I'll help you out a bit. I'll sponsor the OnlyFans for about a month. He'll give her a free trial. He'll crack once or twice, and then I feel like he'd drop it because he has to pay for medication for vitiligo or something like that. I feel like that was very offensive. I'm very, very sorry. But other than that, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I feel like I didn't get too deep into context, and I'll probably edit this video and give you some more points to kind of pinpoint. But other than that, that's about it. I think MJ would, but it really just depends on the timing.